Hello, my name is Alana Wright. Today I'm going to be talking with you about creating a flawless complexion using all Chantecaille products. We're going to apply a little bit of foundation. We're going to use my favorite foundation, which is the Chantecaille Future Skin Oil-Free Foundation. It's fantastic. As you can see, it has like a pudding-like texture. It's like a gel cream, but it dries down to a nice radiant finish. And it doesn't feel heavy on the skin at all whatsoever. And for me, I'm always in between shades. I'm never all one shade straight out of the bottle or the container. I always have to mix because I'm really golden, but I also have a little bit of warmth on the outer perimeter of my face. So I go in with a little bit of banana, and then I do Suntan, which is a bit darker and a little bit warmer. You can always just take a stripe and make sure that it matches the jaw area and the neck area here. And now you see banana's lighter, Suntan's a little bit redder. So I just take a fluffy dome brush and blend the two together, and it ends up working for me. There we go. So the reason why I stopped there with foundation is because you don't need to pile it all on until everything is completely covered. You want to stop there so that way you can go in with concealer for any additional coverage that you may need. I'm going to use the Real Skin Plus Face and Eye Stick. Again, I also blend shades with this one. I'm using number 8, and for the eye area is perfect for me because it brightens, but it doesn't do too much. And you can be very generous with this application, and it does not look muddy. It doesn't look heavy at all whatsoever. And it also helps add dimension back to the face. A lot of the time when you are doing foundation, you're kind of flattening your face, so this kind of brings things back to life. And it also, again, provides any additional coverage that you may need. So I have some hyperpigmentation that loves to peek through and just kind of like hate on my progress. So I go in with this just to kind of help neutralize it further. I also use a little bit of number 9, which is a shade darker than number 8. And so now I'm gonna go in with fingers. I like this formula because it's super blendable with a finger. You don't need a brush for this. You can totally use a brush, but when you just press it in, it blends. And that's it. And it does not look heavy. It does not look cakey. Super blendable. And I don't use my fingers to sweep. I use it to press, so that way I maintain the coverage that I'm trying to achieve. For my skin, I like for people to say, oh my gosh, your skin looks so great. I don't want them to say, oh, what foundation are you wearing? So with this technique and with this formula that I'm using and the skin prep that I did, you can achieve that. Then I'm gonna go in with a little Real Skin Plus on the lid because it's gonna act as a great shadow base for me. Typically when I don't wear eyeshadow, I just kind of leave the skin tone on the lower lid as is because it looks like a little shadow. But by itself, it actually looks kind of cute. So it depends on what your preference is. There really are no right or wrong answers. I definitely cover the brow bone though, because it makes everything kind of universal. So now we're going to circle back to the eye area using a little bit of a nice shadow combination that's neutral, but has enough color to it so that way you can enjoy it while you're out and about with your mask on. So I chose Java and Carnelian. These two colors are so smooth, has a little bit of a pearl to it, but neutral, but still has a nice little shade to it. I mixed them so that way it could be a nice balanced neutral, and I just like mixing things if that's not obvious to you. And again, I'm using a fluffy brush to apply it. And because we put the Real Skin stick on first, it's a nice shadow base. And I start the lash line and I go all the way across, then I blend it upward into the socket of my eye. And I just kind of blend it so that way when your brow is relaxed, you can enjoy while the eye is open. So it creates like a horizon effect. I mean, it is fall after all. That rhymed. It is fall after all, right? So, have a nice little spiced neutral eye. So now we're gonna go back to the complexion and highlight. I'm gonna use a great highlight. It is one of my favorites. It is Liquid Lumiere in Brilliance. I like it because it goes on as a liquid, but again, it has that dry down quality that I love so much for my oily skin. So it does not become mistaken for actual oil. It is radiance that I put there on purpose. All right, so all you need is a very small amount. And I start on the high planes of the face. So I don't do a stripe for this because I don't want it to be like a, you know, that'll elongate my nose. So just on the tip, in the center of the nose bridge, and on the tops of the cheekbones. And I'm back to that tapping motion. You can also blend this in with your foundation if you wanted to. You can also blend this in with moisturizer, your serums, if you want a more subtle, even more subtle glow, because this is definitely subtle when you apply it this way. We're gonna do a little bit of blush next. I chose Grace blush because it's really, really neutral. And it kind of goes with my eyeshadow color. So that it creates a monochromatic shade. It has a little cute little turtle embossed in it. It's peachy, and I start on the center of the apple of the cheek, and I just kind of blend it upwards. And I love this blush because it's so easy to blend and soft, not harsh at all. So even if you're a makeup novice, it won't be hard to blend. It's kind of hard to mess this up. Next, we're going to use a little bit of the Longest Lash Faux Cils mascara. It has peptides in it, so it promotes healthy lash growth. So I already started a little bit. You want to apply this on the tips and then just kind of wiggle at the base. That way you get some nice curl action to it. It defines and lengthens the lashes really well. On the lower lash line, since we put a little bit of shadow there. You see the difference, what it can do? Like, wow. And now we are moving on to the final step, which is lip veil. Lip veil I use on a regular basis as well because, you know, I have developed a more low maintenance routine since quarantine. I don't really use a lot of full coverage colors on my lips because I have a mask on, but when I take it off, I'm still not feeling like a full coverage color girl for my lips. So lip veil is great because it feels like a lip balm. I'm using Tamarind from the Safari collection. It's a nice spiced shade as well. It kind of goes with the blush and the eyeshadow that I have on. And honestly, you can just do one swipe and be done with it and just kind of blend with your fingers. Or you can go for a more full-on, as maximum as lip veil provides color. And it's so neutral, this shade. I just love it. Ooh. Nice and out of me. And that concludes our flawless complexion from start to finish, from our skincare to a little bit of color. I'm ready to go. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Have a great day, guys.